Hey guys, it's Coach Brandon. I am excited to start working with you guys this year. We have a lot of new folks and I'm excited to get to know you and excited to begin work. We have a lot to do. So I wanted to make this video, and I've never made a video before, so this is new, but I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about our tactics and kind of some big picture ideas of some things that I wanted us to focus on for this fall that I think will help us learn how to play it as individuals and as a team and build to success over the course of the year. First, there's one thing I wanted to talk about is what makes a great player to me, in my opinion. And this is just a big picture idea of what makes a great player. It's three things. The first thing is your technical ability, how good you are with the ball, dribbling, passing. The second thing is your decision making. Do you read the game? Are you playing with your head? Are you focused? Are you able to make good decisions throughout the game? The third thing is your work ethic. How hard are you willing to work when things are difficult? Maybe the opponent's really good, you're not having the best day or the best game, or maybe I'm asking you to do something that's pretty hard. Do you put in the effort to get the job done? So your technical ability, your decision making, and your work ethic. Great players have all three of those things. Good players will have some combination of two typically. So what we're going to focus on is we work building on all three of those things. That success as an individual, as a team, usually comes down to those three things. And so if we make a mistake, it's one of those three things. So I want us to kind of think about that, your technical ability, your decision making, and your work ethic as what makes a great player and how you can contribute to the team. So at a very basic level, I want us to talk about our formation for this year. So we are going to be starting off with 4-3-1. And a 4-3-1, as you might have guessed, is going to have four players here in this back line. We'll have a fullback or a wing back here. We have two center backs here, and then we have a fullback or wing back here. That's the four. Then we'll have three midfielders here. That's the three, and then one striker. Now, you might notice I did not say we have four defenders. When we don't have the ball, everyone is a defender. When we have the ball, it's not just our striker that's an attacker. It's not just our midfielders here, the 8 and the 10 that are the attackers. All of us participate in the attack. So rarely will you hear me say, you're a defender or you're an attacker, because everybody can be anything depending on whether or not we have the ball. The next thing I want to talk about are player roles. So even though we have positions like a midfielder, defensive midfielder even, or a striker, or a center back, or a wing back, each of these people, each of these positions is a role within the larger team. So I want to talk a little bit about what we mean by roles. So for example, number 2 here, you might think is just the defender. That's not the case. This player needs to be able to cover lots and lots of ground. So they might start off here, but they're going to end up covering quite a bit of space up and down this wing. Number 3 here, going to cover quite a bit of space up and down this wing. So you're never going to just be sitting back here all the time. You're going to be getting forward and helping out in our attack as well. The goalkeeper, pretty normal, right? Stays back here, waits for shots, but that's not even really the case too, because the goalkeeper might end up outside the box or at the top of the box all the way up here, depending on what's happening. Maybe they end up over here, depending on what's happening. So their role can vary. It can be different depending on the situation. So I want us to think a little bit about in terms of roles and what we're being asked to do. I also want to talk about roles as a part of our relationship to one another on the field. So in this particular case, number 4, 5 are center backs, and number 6, the defensive midfielder, have a relationship that they need to kind of maintain. If this 5 moves over the 6, the 4, also we're going to kind of need to move because they form kind of a defensive shield from the top of our box. So this relationship becomes very important. If the 6 comes all the way up here, that breaks the relationship. We're vulnerable, right? We've talked about what makes a great player, our technical ability, our decision making, and our work ethic. We've talked about roles as what we do on the field and our relationships to one another. And we've talked about our base shape, this 4-3-1. So I want to kind of talk through some of the ideas about how this will work. And so I want to kind of walk through some examples just to kind of give an idea of how I envision this working. So hopefully you can have an idea when we get on the field and we start talking about things, you kind of know what it is that we're talking about. We start off, these wing backs are going to be support in what's called the first third of our buildup, which is from our goal line between the 6 and the 10 are. There are going to be other times where you're going to see them moving all the way up the field. There's even going to be goal scoring opportunities. So let's bring out the ball and let's talk through this first role and relationship. We've talked about the 4, 5, and the 6 here and kind of talk about what that looks like. So we're going to build the ball out a little bit and watch it move around. So in this case, the ball's moving over here towards the 2. Now notice the 4, 5, and the 6, they're still holding this shield shape. The 3 is moving up here. Quick question, did you see anybody other than this one, anybody else running straight up the field? Nope, because we're not ready for that yet. Right now, we just want to hold possession and be able to work the ball and be smart with it. That's the decision-making part. So you notice the ball's moving over here to the 2. Oh, now we see this wing back playing a drop pass to the center back. Is that okay? Sure, it's great, because we want to be able to move the ball smartly and not force things. So will there be some situations where we need to play a drop pass? You bet. So our center backs and even our keeper are going to need to be comfortable receiving the ball and making good passes as if they were a midfielder or they were playing somewhere higher up the field. I want you to be able to move the ball well even when you're in these areas of the field. The center back's just moving the ball around. We get to the 6, up to the midfielder, it comes back up here. We've moved the ball just to get back to where we started from. That may be what we need to hold possession rather than kicking it long and losing it, or dribble, 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 and then losing it. We've been able to move the ball around, and that's okay. We've kept our shape, we've kept this relationship between the 4, 6, and the 5, and we're still in a good position. Now we can move forward, but we're not even passing the ball forward. We're playing simple passes and moving off the ball. So notice as the ball moves, 8 isn't even running up the field. They're receiving a square ball. Meanwhile, our defensive shield is moving over with them. We can play drop passes into the 6. Even as the ball moves backwards, our wing backs are coming back as well. So let's start again. Now we've got this midfield relationship of these 3. Notice how that their movement is relative to one another. Nobody's taking off up the field. The 6 is available. The 8's holding their position. The ball comes across. We're moving across, and if you notice, this defensive shield's still here, even as the ball moves. That's great. That's what we want. We want to be able to be smart. And if you have been paying attention, now look, our 2 and our 3, these wing backs, look where they are now. They're very high up the pitch. Just because you start deeper doesn't mean that you can't get forward in the right situations. So that's another thing I want us to pay attention to for these wing backs. There are going to be a lot of work and a lot of responsibility on those individuals. Now let's talk about this. We're moving over to the other side of the field. We've added a defender. Number 9 here is going to be able to press. So notice the square here. We have this relationship between our wing back, our center back, our midfielder, and this attacking midfielder as well. We want to be able to move the ball smartly to avoid the press. So as we move the ball, we're just taking easy options. The ball moves over here to 3. We've got pressure coming from a 7. We can play a drop pass and we still have space, and that's it. We don't have to force it to the 8 because the 9's already got that covered. So we hold the ball. We're going to just keep working it around. Now the 9's coming back down. Now we have a passing lane. Whoop, and now we can play the ball up here. Now notice that this wing back immediately moves up the field to get past that 7. We moved the ball just with a couple of passes. Nobody had to do any special dribbling, any special tricks. And now we're through and we're able to build up. So one of the things I want you to take away from this is that even as we are moving the ball around, we are not being rushed. We are not taking unnecessary risks. We're just using good decision making and good technical ability and good work ethic to just move the ball around. So that way, when we get to the middle third of the field, we have a good shape and we're ready to begin our attack. We do not want one person is running all by themselves or just 2 people are running by themselves. We want to be able to build up as a unit. And now we can talk a little bit about scoring goals. Once we move together as a unit, remember, we want to be able to build up and work together within our roles. So in this situation, we want to be able to advance. It's not just a couple of people, it's down here. So in this situation, let's talk about how we want to attack. Notice that we've got our wingbacks that are very high up the field. We have our striker, we have our 2 attacking midfielders, and we have our defensive midfielder. So the first thing I want to talk about are these kind of areas here, these dead zones in the corners. In general, we want to try to avoid those because when you get in here, you kind of run out of options. A sideline and a goal line becomes kind of an extra defender for the other team. We want to take that away. So as we get up the field, we want to start moving in towards the goal from about this point on. We're going to watch how the striker runs in. We're going to watch how this wingback runs in, number 2, and we're going to watch how this attacking midfielder comes in. Notice that this number 8 is not going to make a run straight up. They're going to stay here in support, so you always have an available drop pass if necessary. So the ball is going to come up, it's going to be a cross. In this case, it's into the striker who's coming into the near post. We have this wingback coming into the far post. And then we have this attacking midfielder stopping right around the D, right here at the top of the box. We have a lot of different options. If the pass isn't perfect, we can play that in there and we're scoring from there. Likewise, we can do the same thing of just reset, the same motion, except this time the ball is coming over top of the striker. It's coming into this wingback. We can play it into the back post. Works great. And if either of them miss, then the nice thing about that is one player doesn't have to do everything. You're not dribbling past everybody. We're making the ball do the work, and then we're just moving off the ball. We've now walked from the build-up all the way to the attack to kind of show what this looks like going up the field. I want to go back and talk about a couple of situations with actual defenders here. So in this case, we're starting from a goal kick. Our center backs, look how far back they are. They're giving us good options where the keeper can play a good flat ball across to one of them. Our wingbacks are level with the press, or where the highest attacker is. I want the wingbacks to be about that high, where those passes can be difficult. We don't want to be all the way back with our center backs. We want to be about even with the press. So when that ball comes in, now the center back comes in and this pressure comes in from this winger, for example. If we stay up here, or it can be a challenge to get a pass in there. But by moving down and staying even with the pressure, there's still an option. And this is that same pattern, those same ideas that we talked about earlier. Now just with some defenders, we're passing the ball to the 2, to the wingback. He brings it up. We're not doing a whole lot of dribbling again. It takes a couple touches. He's finding this midfielder who has a defender on his back. But if we have good technical ability, and if we have good work ethic and we can be physical, we should be okay. In this case, he's just holding the ball just for a second, and then we're playing a nice 1-2 and moving the ball up the field. Well, I've talked long enough. I hope this overview of our 4-3-1 was helpful. I believe it's going to put us in a great position for this upcoming season. It may take a little while to learn. There may be some frustrations, but in the end, I think we're going to look really good, and I think we're going to play really good soccer when we do it. I'm looking forward to getting out on the field with you on Monday and beginning our journey together. I'll see you out there.